It's kind of like when I came out, I was able to think about it in this way. I wanted to tell everybody who I valued in person, but I also wanted to give them time to process it because I had time to process it for myself. And thank God for me, it's like most of the people that mattered, they were like, we were waiting for you to tell us. You gay homosexual. Yeah, but it's like it took me the longest because it's like I couldn't process it. But going back to, when you get upset with your family for not understanding something that has been so frustrating and it's caused whatever issues with you, but you've never talked about it. You've never shared, and you've never given them an opportunity to show you that they don't understand or show you that they don't, or that they can't appreciate. And so I guess the message is going back to your finding a safe space to talk about it.
Or define a person.
Find a person, a brave space, a person to talk about it, getting to a point where you're talking about it, and then making sure that you're not just assuming that folks know how you feel, that especially those relationships that you value, that you're finding those times to have those real conversations with. And of course, if it's to a point where you've had those conversations and they're still not listening, then that's when you blow up at dinner and throw some mashed potatoes.
But that's so real. Like I've had so many conversations with myself, right? Of like frustrations or whatever that like I've made the mistake of, you should know what I'm thinking already because I've already gone over this like 3,000 times in my head, right? And so I make the assumption that like, why aren't you on my same page when I've already processed this?
Yeah, I mean that goes back to what I was saying earlier about like the amount of work that the marginalized person or the disenfranchised person has to do in order to like survive, right? Like we have to do like all this. There's all this emotional labor, psychological labor that we have to do in order to survive. And I don't think that's like unique to queer people or people in recovery. I think in general, whenever someone's kind of like pushed into the margins, that's what happens because there isn't a dominant narrative to like support them. There isn't like some, like easily grasped idea that everyone will agree with, etc.